Chapter 2, Story Time. Ouija board.
Okay, so before I start my story time, I want to clarify a few things from my previous video, which is my introduction. So, after rewatching it, I realized how unnatural it looked, but from here on out, all of my videos should be a lot more natural because I'll be telling stories and I'll be vlogging, just talking about my daily life, doing stuff in my daily life, which is a lot more of a natural setting than sitting in front of my computer screen going, "Hi guys, my name is Audrey. This is my channel." I also mentioned something about wanting to entertain people, which is why I have TikTok, but what I failed to mention is that I am not TikTok famous. But the way I said it would imply that I am, which I'm not. I mean, a few videos of mine have gotten on the For You page, but as far as my TikTok career goes, yeah, it's not gone far. I'm also filming on my phone this time because I was FaceTiming one of my friends on my computer and she was like, "It looks like I'm talking to you on a Samsung." I was like, and I oop. So I'm hoping that my phone will be better quality. I realize that I look pretty rough right now, but that's because I took a shower like an hour and a half ago, and I don't brush my hair after taking a shower because it can cause breakage for your hair. And I also don't blow dry my hair because it's really bad to put heat on your hair, so I try to do it as minimal as possible. So, my story time is going to be about my two weirdest Ouija board experiences. But before I start that, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a Ouija board if you don't have enough money to get your own. I have a lot of Ouija boards in my house because me and my friends would regularly do Ouija boards in like mid-April 2018 to mid-May of 2018. And then we did it again regularly from December of 2018 to January of 2019. And it's really bad to throw away Ouija boards because the spirit can still exist and it can get mad. Oh my god, I sound like such a voodooer right now. Wow. I promise I'm not this crazy. Actually, I might be. Not really sure. Why do I do this? I always forget what I'm saying. I always just go off on a tangent or something in the middle of me telling a story. But we all do that, right? But, oh yeah, how to make a Ouija board. I have a lot of them, and we would usually make our Ouija boards out of pizza boxes. So before we would do a Ouija board, we would always get pizza. And here is a Ouija board we made from a pizza box. Wow. The fact that the grease stains are still there 9 months later should show you how bad oily food is for you. But yeah, here's how to make one. And before you start the Ouija board, if you believe in it and if you're religious, you want to get a glass of water, and everyone who's doing the Ouija board has to drink from the glass to like bring you guys together into the spirit's presence. You can never do a Ouija board alone because something really bad can happen to you and you need to have witnesses or something. I'm not really quite sure why. Be careful with fire. No, this doesn't even work. But you need to heat the board up. Don't put the flame like directly on the board because that could obviously cause a fire. But just heat the board very carefully, both vertically and horizontally. You also want to heat a glass too, like you want to heat the rim and the inside so the glass can move really easily on the board. You always want to start the Ouija board where the glass is at Ouija. And you want to have a glass that's small enough that it can read the individual letters. So like, my finger's covering it, but yeah, it's not covering any other letter other than I right now. Everyone who's playing has to have their finger on the glass, very lightly tapping it so that the glass can move. It didn't break. I'm so freaking clumsy. Anyways, you also want to light 4 candles and put them on each corner of the board. It needs to be a really dark room. So because me and my friends would always do it directly after school, we would go into my bathroom, turn off all the lights, because it needs to be pitch black when you're doing a Ouija board, because it brings the spirit closer or something. This is gonna sound weird, but I slightly believe it's true, because there have been times when me and my friends had no idea what it was going to spell, and when it spelled out what it did, we were like, what? Oh my god, that's crazy. Like, it wasn't in any of our heads to spell that thing out. There were times when we would ask questions and it would spell out like initials, and then we would look it up and it would give us an answer, and we would be like, oh, that makes sense based on what we asked. So I don't know. It seems a bit weird to me, but I feel like it's also your subconscious mind, because the idea seems a bit far-fetched to me that a spirit is coming alive and it's spelling everything out, but I don't know, I feel like it's both. I have 2 really weird Ouija board stories. So one day after school, me and 4 of my friends went home to do Ouija board. 2 of them were girls, 2 of them were guys. And the 2 guys didn't believe in it, and us 3 girls were telling them like, no, it won't work unless you have an open mind about it. And they were like, yeah, whatever. And then they were asking like really weird questions and like disrespecting the spirit. And then one of the guys started like moving the glass all over the board, and all of us 3 girls like were so scared. And then we stopped and we were talking to them outside the bathroom, and we were like, okay, next time don't disrespect the spirit and it will work, like it will give us good answers. And they were like, yeah, whatever. So they obviously continued to disrespect the spirit and say really rude things. And then one of the guys knocked into this really tall cupboard that I had in my bathroom, and the cupboard started falling onto one of the girls who was playing, and she was already so scared. Thankfully, one of the guys caught it before it landed on her, and if it landed on her, she would have needed to go to the hospital at the very least, because it was really heavy cupboard and it was really tall. We were just sitting on my bathroom floor, like something really bad could have happened. And then they left, and then us 3 girls were really scared, especially the girl who the cupboard almost fell on. She is also very religious, so she was scared that she disrespected God or something by doing it. And I gave her a rosary to pray on. She prayed on each bead. She has not done one since then. My next weird time, me and about 10 of my friends were at one of my friend's house, and we decided to do a Ouija board at 2 in the morning. And because it was already pitch black outside, we were able to do it in the living room. There were a lot of people who didn't believe it worked. And then one of the guys who was playing, he asked the Ouija board if the spirit was illiterate, because the spirit wouldn't spell everything out. But I think the reason for that is because we were all moving it to different things to try to make it move faster. But then the spirit like got mad and then slid to goodbye on its own, and we were like, okay. And then after that, me and my friend's arms like simultaneously started bleeding. It was so weird. So those are my 2 weird Ouija boards, but I have had really fun experiences with it. I think it's a really good bonding experience with your friends if they believe in it. If they don't, then don't do it with them. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think everyone should try it at least once if you're comfortable with it. That's my story time. Next week, I will be uploading a video of me and my dad playing Uno, because we play Uno almost every night, and we usually have really interesting conversations. It could be funny or something. I'll do that. All right, thank you. Bye, beach.